When it comes to a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich bar, everyone starts with the chocolate, right? Because the chocolate is the worst. Vanilla is in the middle, solid. Vanilla is a flavor. I can buy that. I hear that. I hear that. But then strawberry is the best. So you finish off with the red or the pink, the strawberry flavor, right? Everyone else does that. So, wanted to tell you about the continental breakfast I went to. That was the Michael Kors of continental breakfast. The Gucci, the Prada, the Louis Vuitton of continental brekkie. I was at the Residence Inn in Berkeley, California. Carolyn unfortunately couldn't join me at the breakfast or this solo pod today. So walk in 7 a.m. Saturday morning by myself, and I am overwhelmed at the sights and sounds. So what's wrong with most continental breakfasts? Well, we've been on a few vacations recently, a few continental brekkies, and the huge misfires are one, low quality bacon, seemingly cooked via steam, definitely kept warm via steam, whack potatoes, or no potatoes at all. I'm talking about they got some taters, but they're just diced up and they're soft and they're greasy and dry. Oh, greasy or dry. Greasy and dry. The worst of both worlds. And then the third one, and this might sound superfluous, but lids that don't stay open. So you go to get some scrambled eggs. You open up the pot that's holding the scrambled eggs, and the lid doesn't lock open. So you have to put your plate down. There's no room to put your plate down, but you put your plate down on the edge of the counter, on the precipice of disaster, teetering, seemingly on an oncoming accident. So you open, and then so you got to do the move where your left hand is keeping the lid open, your right hand grabs the spoon for your scrambled eggs, and then you got to transfer these scrambled eggs 6 inches to your plate, which is already on the edge of the counter and may fall over at any given moment. It's a small thing, but it's huge. But Residence Inn, Berkeley, California. First of all, they weren't checking room cards. It's reckless. It's wild abandon. Dogs and cats living together. Mayhem and cheese. I'm telling you, if I was hungry, or if I'm not hungry, if I just want a free meal and need enough calories for the entire day, about to hit up the Continental Brekkie. This pandemonium, it's lawless, tribal region of your telly. So walk in. And they got eggs. Okay, the eggs are interchangeable. They're the scrambled eggs, and I mean scrambled as in they throw them in a giant 6,000 pound vat at some manufacturer, some plant, and they mix it together, and it comes out into a watered down egg solution. The continental breakfast eggs, terrible all around. Okay, but next up, the bacon. It was good quality bacon. It was thin, and it was cooked to a crisp. It was fantastic. Excellent bacon. And then the potatoes, crunchy on the outside, soft, pillowy on the inside. Fantastic potatoes. And it had a little O'Brien thing going. A little bit of green peppers, little onions, not too much. Don't overwhelm you. I like onion, but it was just enough for people who don't like veggies to not shy away. But the potatoes were excellent. Bacon, fantastic. Eggs, meh. They had pre-made sandwiches, like when you go into AM PM or whatever, and they got the little hot counter, hot case action. Yeah, they had pre-made sandwiches for you to grab. I didn't grab one. I actually grabbed one for Carolyn. She couldn't eat it on the way up until she started feeling better. But they had pre-made sandwiches that were heated up in one of the warming concoctions. They had two waffle makers. So a lot of these continental they have one waffle maker, and each waffle takes 2.5 minutes. So you get a queue of 3, 4, 8 people who are waiting for a waffle. This had two waffle makers, two oatmeal stations. Now, a ladle encrusted with oatmeal is not the most appetizing thing on the world. It's disgusting. But if you like oatmeal, there you go. Two oatmeal stations and tons of toppings, cranberries, nuts, all that stuff, brown sugar. But the ladles were nasty. And probably the best part about this continental breakfast was the front of house and the back of house. The staff. The staff was lovely. So most continental breakfasts, they have workers, but they just come out and they refill the sausages, they take out the trash, grab some dirty plates, and then they disappear back in the kitchen to do whatever. But this telly, the workers were out and about, mixing it up, asking, how's your food, taking your plate. For the guests who stayed there for a few days, whatever, like one of the employees was saying, "Hi, Josh," to a cute little kid named Josh. How are you? How's your stay? How are you liking your breakfast? It was wonderful. And the continental breakfast where the employees disappear and then reappear, then disappear, then reappear, that's fine. But really, the Residence Inn employees, they were like waiters and hostesses and chief stews, if you will. So it was way more engrossing an experience, restaurant-like, with good quality food that you could eat all you want. And yes, I had first. Yes, I had seconds. And then called Carolyn and I brought her up some coffee. And I said, let's go get, for you first, honey, for me, thirds. Let's go get some food. She came down. She put a few potatoes on her plate, a couple eggs, and she couldn't eat them. So she went back upstairs. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that Residence Inn Berkeley Continental. There was one misfire. Their turkey sausage. It was just slabs of room temperature sausage, if you want to call it sausage, but just pucks of what was allegedly a protein, a sausage protein. They were terrible. I took a bite of one. I was like, okay, we all can't be perfect. But other than that, fantastic. A wonderful experience. Best continental breakfast ever. Regarding Residence Inn Berkeley, $59 valet parking. Worth it.
And
You can valet your car. You should valet car. You have to valet your car. Valet your car, people. It's bizarre and it costs $59, but worth it. But so you valet your car and they hand you a little piece of paper and they're like, this is very important. This is how you claim your car. And there's a number on there. So you text your ticket number to the phone number on the little piece of paper, and they bring it. It took about 10 minutes or so, but so I got the little piece of paper with my number on it and the phone number to text that number to claim my car, and guess what it says? Should you lose this ticket, a photo ID and your vehicle registration will be required to retrieve your vehicle. Like, what the heck? your vehicle registration, which is in your car, uh, in the valet, in the secure, allegedly, parking garage. So I imagine there's people waiting to reclaim their car who lost this little piece of paper, this little ticket, this little stub of papyrus, and they got to contact the DMV, get a registration. Oh, what a nightmare! I couldn't imagine it. But anyways, another thing about Berkeley, Rasputin, Amoeba, both record stores that I remember there 25-ish years ago. They're still operating, and there's still people shopping there. And I was like, who still buys CDs and DVDs? Very odd. On our way to Burke, played some music, hit the Spotify, hit the Bluetooth in my Cherry Whip. We were playing some Cameron, some Big Pun, hip hop from the early aughts, aka the last time I was cool. So we're at Jupiter Pizza slash bar slash lounge area business, and it was packed. There were no tables whatsoever. We got in and we're just looking around, looking around. Sylvia, Mike's lady. Oh, he hasn't put a ring on it yet. Mike, it's been 5 years. But Sylvia takes control of the situation, walks up to a table that she determines is done or about to finish with their food and drinks and whatever. And she's like, hey, are you guys about to leave? Hey, can you hurry it up? Because we need a place to sit. Hey, can we move in here? Can you guys skedaddle? Yeah. And I was like, wow, you got some cojones on you, Sylvia. She reminds me of Grandma Tien. She has an idea of how things should be, and she'll let you know what those ideas are. And she has an opinion, and she'll voice that opinion. And if she has a viewpoint, if she thinks things should be a certain way, she'll let you know. Lizard Lips, aka Liz Fisher, Carolyn's mom, took care of Lennox and Luna for a night. One thing she mentioned was that, so we have, our front door has one lock. And she said, you guys need 2 locks. And I was like, what? She has 4 locks, 2 on her screen door, 2 on her regular door. And I was like, okay, I think that's a bit much, Lizard Lips, but whatever. And then she locked our slider, our glass door slider, which is on the 2nd floor, which Carolyn and I leave open all the time, because we're like, if someone wants to climb up here with a ladder or a rope or parkour or whatever, they can have whatever we have. We don't have a lot. But yeah, she locked the glass slider door, the sliding door. And then, regarding leaving Lennox and Luna home alone, Len 12, Luna 15, which Carolyn's not quite comfortable yet. I'm a little more comfortable. I'm still a little apprehensive about the whole thing. But I was talking to Mike about it, and he said, just tell them don't open the door and don't cook anything. Like, if they get hungry, just order them delivery, DoorDash or whatever. And I thought, that's an excellent policy. If you're hungry, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash. And if you hear the doorbell ring, don't answer the door. Could be Hungarian organ thieves. After Berkeley, I'm sort of back on track. We took some pictures. Well, we took a lot of pictures. The pictures with Mike and I do not like myself in. But the selfies Carolyn and I took from the chest up, I could deal with those. I could dig those. Other than my tan line from my polo shirt I wear for work. And also read pictures. I'm going to stop doing the hang loose sign. I used to do the sideways peace sign, and my mom got mad at that. She wasn't happy with that. And then I started doing the hang loose sign, but then it comes off as so needy and so lame and desperate. If you guys have any idea what I should do with my hands when I take pictures, let me know in the comments section down below. As far as work, I've started using the ampersand in typing. So records and documenting and leaving our names and initials for receiving and all that stuff. So if I've started using the ampersand. So if Steve and I work on something, traditionally it'd be Steve, A-N-D, Vince. But I've started doing Steve, ampersand, Vince, and I think it brings a little bit of class, a little bit of couth, just a little bit of fanciness, makes me different, stand out. Just, it's like Batman and Robin, Abbott, ampersand, Costello, Tom Cruise and Mimi Rogers. Just part of the famous duos in history, if you will. So I was on a Zoom call for work, and it was the kind where the person leading it, their mic was open and then everyone else was muted, thankfully. But then we would talk or respond in the chat. So a person's leading the meeting, and she's like, okay, and then we were learning some software. And she said, okay, and then you want to click here, and then click there, and it's really easy. And then someone in the chat responded, easy as 1, 2, 3. And the person leading the meeting said, oh yeah, Tito Jackson, he died. That was sad. And then someone in the chat responded, Tito Jackson died? I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, this is really weird and odd for a work meeting. Wi-Fi reset, so I'm all in on Verizon home internet, $40 a month compared to Astound Wave, which is the Xfinity of West Sacramento, charging $110. So our phones and laptops and TV are easy to change the Wi-Fi. You click the little gear, etc., the little gear button. But as far as our Google Home and Nest Mini and Amazon Alexa Echo thingy, it's a pain because it doesn't have a normal user interface. So you got to go into the app, and I had to find out where the Wi-Fi was and delete some stuff. It's a pain in the butt. But we also have these smart outlets that are like $4 each, and we don't have a ton. We have 4 of them, in fact, but they're on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and everyone knows the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, but the 2.4 is a pain. So I got to put my phone on the 2.4, and then I got to log into this outlet's Wi-Fi, and it was just took forever. It took an hour plus, and one smart outlet is behind our super heavy bed frame that Judy's Own gave us. So I had to move that, and it's very heavy, and I was like, I kept putting it off. I changed everything, phones, laptops, TVs, all the easy stuff. And then I was like, all right, now it's time for this 4 smart outlets to take me an hour. But everything is good to go. Everything's working. Everything's voice activated again. $40 a month versus on the Verizon versus $110 for the Astound/Wave internet. And then I called to cancel. They said okay. Got an email the next day following up saying, why are you canceling? We'd hate to lose you as a customer. I said, yo, $40 versus $110, and the speeds are virtually the same. And she said, well, costs go up, and it's expensive to operate internet. Oh, okay, whatever, lady. We're on the Verizon internet bandwagon. Love it. I changed the kitchen lights, so there's 4 fluorescent lights in our kitchen light contraption holder thingy, and I changed 2 of them out. Had to bust out speaking of Judy's Own, the old rickety wooden Judy's Own ladder that every time I climb up, I think I'm going to die in. No, Mom, you don't need to buy me a new ladder. It'll be fine. But then the old fluorescent lights, how am I going to dispose of them? Well, I'm going to throw them in our neighbor's wait, this just handed to me. Fluorescent bulbs should not be thrown in the trash because they contain mercury and are considered hazardous waste. Instead, you can recycle them by taking them to a local authorized collector or recycler. Sound, sympathetic, and genuine. End of statement. Well, alrighty. That was weird. But anyways, that's what I'll be doing. Watch The Penguin, Episode 1. Excellent show. This is in the Batman cinematic universe. Colin Farrell, who would have known this is Colin Farrell? It looks like they just hired a old fat ugly white guy to play him. Starts out good. I'm just talking episode 1. That's all that's out right now. Starts out good. And then for about 20-25 minutes, there's a lot of talking. And I was like, oh no, this doesn't look like it's going well. But then it gets good again. It's cool. All in at least until episode 2. We'll see if it can continue to wow me. But it's a very good show. Aside from the slow, boring, lots of talky, 20 to 25 minutes near the beginning of episode 1. I bought some new eyeglasses, went to Kaiser, did the test, got my numbers. This is your ACH number, and this is your DVD number, and this is your CVV. So I could just, and then they want to direct you to the Kaiser optical area. And I said, no, just give me that piece of paper with those magic numbers and I'll be on my way. So Carolyn heard this from a coworker. It's called Zeelool. Terrible name, spelled Zeelool. And got me some frames. $15 for the frames, $5 for the lenses, throw in some tax, $21.02 for a pair of glasses, which would cost 5 times as much anywhere else on the planet. I can't believe Lens Crafters and Kaiser Optometry and Eyeglass World or whatever, Eyeglasses USA, Stanton Optical. I can't believe all these brick and mortar places are still existing. Go to Zeelool or one of a million websites that have eyewear. You type in your numbers into their little form, and they're going to send me some glasses. $21.02. Chef's kiss. Love it. I'll be getting them in about a week. We went to Hop Sing Palace for Chinese food. It's fine. It's decent Chinese food. But one thing they did that I did like was they gave you a pitcher of water. Lots of ice so you can pour water to your heart's content. You don't have to flag down a waiter. Oh, could we get more water? I need more water. You don't have to worry that they're passing by every 6 seconds. If you need water, they just give you a giant pitcher, lots of ice, lots of water, and then you do the thing where you pour out the front spout if you just want water, but if you tip it to the side like an expert waiter that I am, get you some ice cubes. We'll never go back, but I do like, it's just like IHOP when they give you that giant carafe of coffee, so you can just drink coffee to your heart's content all you want. You don't have to wait on no one. We got Little Caesars the other day, 3-meat treat, large, which is pepperoni, sausage, and bacon, $9, normally $14. And then I had a promo code, which you can get in the app/website under deals or today's deals. Click it, half off Italian cheese bread. So, which is normally $7. And then Carolyn wanted a couple crazy sauces, which to me is just a sweetened marinara sauce, but whatever. By the way, one of those crazy sauces is currently in the fridge because she didn't eat all the crazy sauces, but she insisted on getting 2, and I do what my woman tells me. 3-meat treat was fine, solid pie, and then the cheese bread is always a good time. And so I'm getting my car back on Friday. It's Wednesday. And it's going to be about a grand, a little over a grand. $500 is my deductible with AAA. Tow is $100, and then rental. I'm thinking it's gonna come out to $300 to $400, but who knows what kind of taxes and fees and surcharges and whatever Joe Biden throws on there. But I'm looking at about a grand total for an accident that wasn't my fault. What the heck? Like I just hit something, and boom, a grand out of my freaking pocket. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Gavin Newsom. Oh, and then last thing, if you want to know what it's like to feed me or watch me eat, or how I gets down in the kitchen, the other day, Carolyn so once a week she cuts me up a giant red onion, and she might use about 5% of it for whatever sausages, or to cook some meat with or whatever. But the other 95% is mine. It's all mine. So the other day I got 3 hot links, sausages, that I cut up and threw them in the toaster oven to get them nice and hot and crispy and brown and delectable. And then I threw them in a bowl, and on top of that bowl, I covered it in raw red onion. And then I threw some sriracha. I don't like the regular sriracha, too hot. I like the Tabasco sriracha, which we have. It's a little on the sweet side and not too hot. And I just went to town, man. A bunch of hot links and a ton of onion and some Tabasco sriracha, and I was a happy camper. It was a good time. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got sparkles in my tummy. Alrighty, I think that's it. Take care. Brush your hair. See ya. Peace out.